Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. And our top story today, small businesses are feeling the pinch from a cooling housing market. Olivia, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thanks for having me, Jeffrey.
All right, let's talk about, I think what's really interesting, we're going to talk about the Curbio experience slowing. Let me start off by asking, what has been the experience with everything that's going on, rising mortgage rates, kind of an uncertain economy? How has this impacted the housing market, at least from the Curbio perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, with mortgage rates starting to rise, people are getting anxious about finding a home. There's still low inventory. We've seen low inventory over the past few years, which has caused prices to go up. And as of this month, we're starting to see a softening of the market. And, we're in 35 markets now, so it does vary across the country. And it also depends on single family home versus condo. But overall, we're seeing our first decline in home prices in quite some time. And from Curbio's point of view, being a company that goes in and helps homeowners and realtors update homes before selling, it's sort of a tailwind for Curbio, because as the market gets more of a buyer's market, and buyers, 75% of them wanting a turnkey home that is updated and move-in ready, and they're willing to pay more for it, that sort of puts homeowners in this position. If they're selling their home and they want to get top dollar and sell fast in this changing market, then they have to update. So demand is really starting to pick up for us, and it's a pretty exciting time.
That is exciting. And let me ask you about, let's talk a little bit about the types of renovations or enhancements. I'll use enhancements that are being done. I mean, where is the kitchen still one of the primary areas that get renovated? Updating appliances, countertops, kitchen cabinetry. Where in the home is the centric point for you guys?
You nailed it. The kitchen is absolutely the heart of the home and the biggest selling point. People want an updated kitchen. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to have brand new cabinetry, brand new everything. There's a lot of cases where you can paint the cabinets, add new hardware and lighting, and painting the interior and refinishing the floors makes it look brand sparkling new. But we've seen in the 1,500 projects we've done that kitchens absolutely generate the highest return on investment and increase in sale price.
And what about appliances? I mean, do you need to have the latest and greatest appliances? And how about getting those appliances? Because I think during the summer and into 2021, into 2022, I should say, there were difficulties getting some of these appliances. You had to wait months for a refrigerator. So do you really need to update to the coolest appliances that are on Wi-Fi and I guess cook oatmeal in less than a minute?
That's a really good question. So no, you don't need the latest and greatest technology. What buyers are looking for and what's going to help a home sell for more is just that clean, updated look. So if your appliances are, a white fridge from the 90s, then yes, you're going to want to update to stainless steel, or it can be white, but a newer model. But what we don't necessarily see is, high-end appliances like Viking or Wolf. They don't necessarily help your home sell for more unless you're in an upmarket where that type of finish is expected. And to the supply chain, you're absolutely right. Like for a while, I think I was waiting on a dishwasher for like 6 months, and this was when we were all on lockdown. I was doing hand washing of dishes for that long. But the thing that we've seen at Curbio is because we have suppliers across the nation where we pre-purchase all of our appliances and have relationships with national companies. We've been really lucky to not have the same delays as other companies, but across the market now, just like you're hearing with anything, we're starting to see shorter lead times. So no fear if you're updating your kitchen and waiting for appliances, it will not be taking as long as it did,
Well,
a
that's
few
good. You
months.
don't want to wait for them to come across the ocean, or better yet, you have to wait for a microchip to get produced. What's the
Yeah.
next most important room? Is it let me just throw some ideas out, the bathroom or the family room? What's next important in terms of the updates?
Definitely bathrooms. Bathrooms, the reason being they're one of those rooms that can easily be dated, and like it's very easy to tell when the bathroom was done, just trends come and go. And so Curbio does a lot of bathrooms to help make them timeless, subway tile, fresh, everything is just kind of neutral, and that generates a really high ROI as well. We've been seeing for kitchens and baths about a 214% return on investment. Across, our markets as an average. So definitely the kitchens and baths.
Yeah, and let me ask you, we do a lot of conversation on the network about sustainability, ESG. Are you seeing more and more clients use toilets, for example, commodes that use less water, less energy efficient appliances, things like that, in order to make the home a little bit more, quote unquote, sustainable?
Yeah, we are seeing that. And as our labor sourcing and material sourcing team looks to build relationships with vendors, sustainability is top of mind for us. And, from fixtures in the bathroom to flooring and things like that.
Yeah. Olivia, I need to take a very quick break. And we come back, we'll talk more about starting or finishing that home improvement, what you need to know. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Love it or lose it.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-504-8194.
Olivia, thanks so much for staying with us. Really appreciate you hanging out for segment 2 of the program.
Thanks. Great to be here.
All right, let's talk about. I want to ask you about some tips, and if you're looking to improve your home, you're looking to put it on sale in the next few months, when should you start thinking about the renovations? And should you do them 3 months, 6 months, 12 months before you put it on the market?
Great question. So when you're getting ready to sell your home, of course, savvy sellers are going to be thinking about updates, but truly the best time to actually execute those updates is once you've spoken with your realtor, because realtors understand the market. They are the ones that understand how to get you your target list price and which updates are going to be necessary. And then, of course, partnering with a company like Curbio, who exclusively works with sellers that are actively working with a realtor, will help you guarantee that you get the return you're looking for. It's also true that while there are certain trends that have had staying power, home preferences do change. So it's important, if you're trying to update to sell for more and to make money, you really want to do it when you've decided, okay, we're moving, we have a real estate agent. So that's typically going to be a couple months before you put it on the market.
And in terms of locating a contractor, I know Curbio does this as well. What do you have to look for? I would imagine you need a contractor that is licensed and has the appropriate staff to do the renovations, because you don't want to be waiting. You don't want to do it and have it start and stop. It's really uncomfortable if you don't have a kitchen to use while it's being refurbished.
Yes, all great points. When looking for a contractor, absolutely a licensed and insured contractor that you can trust is probably just first and foremost the most important. Curbio, we vet and handpick every subcontractor in our network. Our trade network is highest quality, and we do that because when you're selling your home, we work with real estate agents, they're recommending someone and it's their reputation. So if something goes wrong, which we all know can happen in construction and in home improvement, sometimes contractors, they'll take your money and never show up. There's a lot that can happen. That's why also our pay at closing model is really helpful. But first and foremost, licensed and insured and trustworthy. And then on the point about, not being able to use your home while it's being worked on, about half of the homes that Curbio works on are vacant, but it's definitely possible to work around someone living in the home. We see it all the time. I think the key there is just like communication. So that's something that the industry is not famous for. I think we've all been there, trying to figure out when our painter's showing up. They come at like 6 a.m. and you're not expecting them. There just can be a lot of miscommunication, and a lot of that has to do with technology hasn't really been present in the industry, and that's something Curbio is doing, and reinventing the experience for homeowners. So ensuring that you have really clear communication so that you can just keep your stress low, especially when you're moving, is critical. And then the third thing I'd say that people always are curious about, do I really need permitting? Because it can delay the home improvement process. Permits definitely do take more time, but yes, you should be working with a contractor that pulls permits, because that's going to come up in an inspection, and it's too important to skip over. So if it's a project that does require permits, Curbio always does that, takes care of that for the client.
Last question, Olivia. I can't let you go without talking about the fee or fees or paying for this. How should you go about paying for these improvements? Do you take a line of credit from the bank? And keep in mind, the Fed just raised interest rates. That has an indirect impact or it has a direct impact, I should say, to borrowing rates that banks will issue. So how do most clients, assuming you can't write a check for the $100,000 new kitchen, how do you pay for it all?
So the great thing about Curbio is that we require no payment until the house sells. So you're not putting a deposit down. There's no progress payments. You just pay when the house sells, and it's included in the closing. So there's no credit requirements or checks or income requirements. It's not a loan. It's just simply our business model. And that's great because a lot of sellers either don't have the cash on hand to pay for the updates or it's tied up in other things, including their home. And it's just a really great benefit to allow every homeowner to unlock the true value of their house without having to come up with the upfront funds.
Yeah, really important, especially with the cost of borrowing these days. Mortgage rates up, cost of borrowing going up, really difficult. And maybe you don't want to open up that line of credit because it might impact your credit score. Olivia, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to the next time.
That wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, then drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest security news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, entertainment, so much more, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content? Well, visit our website and, of course, our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN AM. We'll have a very special guest. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.